everyone and welcome to the Old Manor House. Today I'm in the walled garden. Just been looking after it a little bit after all the rain we've been having. I've been cutting the box hedge down here, not behind me, and it's just rained, so I thought, well, I'll have a few minutes and I'll show you around, see what's going on. So come with me. So I am working today and there's a few bits and pieces left around, a bucket and tools and string and things, but there's a dragonfly just in front of me there, looking for food. So anyway, we're in the walled garden, and this is the view from where the seat is, but I can't sit down because it's just rained all over it, so it's soaking wet. And rain has been the theme of this summer, which is why it's been very difficult to film and produce anything really interesting. So here, either side of the path, I've got two canners, Stuttgart. I bought those last year from the Canner Nursery, the national collection holder in England, and all the Stuttgarts in this garden, there's 3 clumps or 4 clumps of them, and they all came from one little plant last year. As you can see, they frame this area really nicely, and soon they will be flowering. But there's quite a tall variety, and they have lovely green leaves with a little speckle of white. You can see a bit of variegation on there. So we'll walk down the path here. Got some heleniums, so I'm a bit out of breath, I've been working really hard. And I've got some echinops, and we've got here beautiful cleome, which is grown from seed. Lovely, which looks nice against the monarda here, which is Westacre something or other. It came from Norfolk, there's a nursery called Westacre Nurseries, which is brilliant. They've got their own walled garden, which they grow all the plants in. So as you can see, we've got the phlox here. There's a label down there, can't quite read it, but that's beautiful pink eyes or something. There's a buddleia here, it's a tower variety, so it goes straight up, which is nice. There were some butterflies earlier, and it's a beautiful phlox there, which has been here all the time. I'll just do a little pan around. I'm sure you've seen all sorts of things that you're interested in. Another helenium there, I think that might be canary bird or something. It's a pesky little snail. It's just rained, so it's a good idea to come out when it's rained and pick them off and deposit them somewhere more useful. There's a lovely another phlox there, beautiful orange variety, or it's a type of orange I suppose, more scarlety. Have some fennel here, which I put in last year. This is really popular with hoverflies. When the sun comes out, it's actually full of them, but at the moment the sun's gone in, and actually because the sun's gone in you can see the colours much better. Of course, we've got some rudbeckias there, some gauras as well, which I grew from seed, whirling butterflies. There's the dahlia, very chewed up one, Bishop of Auckland, and you can see the lovely hedge that I've been trimming today, looking very nice and tidy. And unfortunately the box blight has been coming back, so I've been treating it and have some spray, but it still looks so much nicer for a trim compared to the other side, which is there. A little bit more natural looking, but it looks really nice when you've done it. That took me ages to do, so I can only do 1 quarter at a time. So it'll get done in the next couple of weeks. Lovely crocosmia, always a treat at this time of year. Got the phlomis there with the like candelabra flowers. The rose from home. This is, I've forgotten its name, but it's really pretty. It smells lovely, apricot colour. There's a cardoon as well. It's very chewed from the snails and things, but I did manage to pick out about 30 or 40 from that bed last week. So hopefully that stopped them in their tracks. So this is the long border. It's kind of had a second season because the first few weeks of spring it did really well, then it came very dry, nothing would grow. But I have a lovely resurgence of flowers, and here's a lovely agapanthus, the only one I have doing well so far. I'd like to get some more. There's a treat, there's the sunshine coming out, lighting everything up, and a little bit of rain too. Beautiful purple phlox there. And around this side I have, you can see the Mad Hatter in there pouring his cup of tea. But I love the cardoons, Cinerea cardunculus. Look at the colour. It's full of little black beetles which love it, and the bees adore it too. And that used to grow in my front garden at home. Little green fly, which is a lot smaller than this one, so we thought it'd be better if it lived here. Now it's raining again, so I'm just going to walk around here and hide. I think let's go and run in the greenhouse. You can see there's a cardoon there, and just behind there, oh, there's rain. I've got the Eucomis polivansii, which is a really tall variety. It gets about 5 feet. Anyway, I'm just going to pause and run into the greenhouse. Well, we don't seem to get a day where it doesn't rain. We had a couple of days last week, which was really nice. But so I took my mum out and we went to a stately home called Broadsworth Hall, which is a lovely house with Victorian gardens and things. And anyway, I'm just going to show you around the greenhouse while we're in here, while it's raining. So let's have a little look around. So you might notice the greenhouse isn't the tidiest of places because the greenhouse is a working space. And I haven't got time to be making it look pretty and tidy because things come in, things goes out. All my little divided plants down there. I've got geranium cross magnificum, which is the fairy-leafed blue and it flowers once. I've got 3 pulmonarias, shrimps on their barbie, which I managed to propagate from one plant. Just pulled a piece off and they seem to be growing. I've got these Brunnera, which is just the macrophylla, which is a blue variety, but the leaves are nice and they'll grow in the shade down the. They're going to go down the driveway when I get that done. And these all foxgloves have grown from seed, and that's just a few of them because I have some more growing in there. But look at this coleus. I think it's black dragon or something, but look at the leaves. It's beautiful, that one. And I've got bits and pieces growing on. These lavenders for some seed. That's Betty's blue. So I'm going to make a little hedge somewhere or a feature with that. Now all these plants in here, all these little seedlings and things, unfortunately that tray's died off, damped off, but the rest of them, they all came out of my front garden in the gravel. All of these. Now my front garden's not very big, but you can see if you look closely, instead of weeding the plants out, you see what they're growing. Because we have mallows, we have feverfew, golden feverfew. Oh, I've forgotten that one's name, but it's really pretty, thistle. I've got some gowras which are self-seeded there, 2 of those. Some grasses, which is a Bowles golden grass, which is really nice. Got these Euphorbia mercenites, which will trail and then lick it nice and hot. Of course, I've got Verbenia bonariensis, which will do well. Evening primrose, it's more pulmonaria, more foxgloves. Lots of evening primroses there. This one's actually going to flower, look. So may get some seeds from that. And I've also got some these Jacob's ladder plants, Pulmonium. They came out of the gravel too. Quite a lot there. And there's some here. Here are some, what do you call them? Gowras. Well, I just said what the name was. Gowring whirling butterfly. They're all from seed. Easy to grow. Now they need to go out, but I've got to find a space for them. And as you can see, here's my coke, 'cause it's been raining. An empty cup of tea. This is a type of Antirrhinum, gets really tall. It's Antirrhinum, I always put labels in, Magus Pot Mac Apple Blossom. Now in a greenhouse that can get up to 5 feet, which is about over a metre. And it's grown for its long flower stems for cutting into vases. So I thought I'd give them a try. So just spin round. Here's some more plants I'm growing. Oh, just look at this one. There's my sprayer there for the box blight treatment. This is a lovely plant. Now, what am I going to call it? Because I've forgotten. It's not a Eucomis. What's it say Eucomis for? Anyway, it isn't. It's a Tigridia. And these flowers just a day. And when the sun gets too much, they melt and disappear. So on this bench, I've been propagating these ajugas, rainbow colours, lovely. And I've also got some more here called black scallop, which are really dark leafed and beautiful. And I've also got some Esperantha, or Spinosa Shylus stylus. This is a pink one, and that flowers late September to October. And I've divided some irises up as well. There's a black dragon. I think everything's called black dragon in this garden. But they're going to be for next year, and they're going to grow somewhere nice and sunny when they get bigger. I've also been propagating some euphorbia, which looks a bit floppity. Hopefully that will pick up. There's also bits of other plants here. Some failed tomatoes there which didn't get planted. But you can see there's plenty going on. As you can see through to here. It's lovely to work in here and look through to the walled garden. My new little work area too. There's 2 trees there. Acer brilliantissimum, which is looking for a home, which I'm sure I can find. And the little bed there, which has been ravaged by snails. I'll have to go through there again and catch some more. But now we've made a little seating area out here, so we can have a sit down in the meadow. When it's summer, it's a lovely place to sit and contemplate. There's a sundial there and all the old farm equipment still. The crab apple tree to the left, pears to the right. This is a magnolia tree, and behind that we have a quince, which nobody knows what to do with, but and the plum tree's been and gone. There's still a few at the top nobody can reach. And there's the pears, look. All lovely. Now, when the sun comes out in about September, these are the most delicious things you can ever imagine. So I can't wait till the September comes. Not because it's going to be later in the summer, but these are the most delicious pears you can imagine. And there's hundreds of them, so we're going to be very healthy. And I'll just poke my camera through there and show you that crab apple tree, because that's just turning now. There's the old plough, turning into lovely golden red fruits. Beautiful. So I'm going to skip back round to the walled garden. Let's go through here, through the meadow, and there's the path that I should be walking on. And there's a sundial which just appeared, but maybe the lavender would go around there. That would look quite nice. Let's see if we keep it here. Now there's a work area, it's a little bit untidy, but I've been working with that today. Let's have a peep. We've screened off the water butt, and there's a honeysuckle growing up there. I've pulled out the garden at home. So back into here, into the walled garden. I think you'll find it's looking beautiful. Let's have a step down. I want to show you these gladioli, which are these lovely green ones. Very unusual. Lovely. Now I can't remember the name of these, but between them I have another variety there, which is bombassa, which is dark purple. So it looks really nice when they're combined. Small walling butterflies. And there's Alice looking splendid in the garden. I gave her a wash a couple of weeks ago. The birds like to sit on her head. There's a lovely polygonatum, or is it polygonum? Some coleus there, another canna lily, unknown variety. The red hot pokers, which are orange, have finished. I have some more of there called bees lemon, which flower about September. It's lovely dahlia here, which has grown from seed. My friend Sean gave me that from seed last year, so I kept it over winter. Now it's stunning. Oh, it's raining again, what a surprise. Anyway, I think this bit looks lovely. We've got the sea holly there. Is it a red geron? Some cleome. Is it cleome with the turtle head flowers there to the left? We have beautiful Russian sage, the lovely pink of the euphorbia flowers. That's purpurea. The butterflies are enjoying it, look. It's looking really, really pretty. Another canna lily there. I keep these over winter. We've done really well to keep them actually, because last winter was really harsh. There's a foxglove there, which is an unusual variety. Little flowers, and it's perennial, so it comes every year. We have what everyone thinks is the thing you put on when you get stung by nettles, but it isn't. It's not. I can't remember the names of so many plants, but anyway, it's another type of Persicaria superbum or superbum. This has flowered twice. It's a brilliant plant. It looks like dock leaves, that's it. So people think, oh, what you're growing dock leaves for? Because I'm not growing dock leaves, I'm growing these. They're beautiful. They sway in the wind. Little bottle brushes. And you can see over there an evening primrose has crept in. Now this border I planted up earlier, but the slugs and snails ate everything. So it was going to be coleus and things, but they all succumbed to them. But I've caught most of them with beer traps. So anyway, we've got this plant down here. I've forgotten its name, but it's called Cerinthe, that's it. It's called the aristocratic border plant. It's kind of interesting name. There's shuttlecock fern there, and down here we have more. There's a lot to show you in this garden, and I've packed it absolutely full of things. There's a Persicaria Purple Fantasy, and that's good because you can chop that down if you get fed up of it and it'll come back. And I give a few clumps to my friends who came to visit on the open day, and hundreds of people came. It was an absolutely brilliant day for charity, so we made a lot of money for the local hospice. Now in here we have another Persicaria, I hope I'm getting this right, a white variety of tall thin flowers, which is really nice for a bit of variety. There's another cardoon there. Now I was stupid when I bought this one because the label had faded in the sun and I thought it was going to be pink. So just make sure when you buy things the labels haven't faded in the sun. You're not going to buy a different variety of plant to what you think you're getting. So look down here. These are one of my favourites. These are a type of begonia, hardy, but just look underneath there. Look at that. You go underneath the leaves. And I think these are either going to be pink or white. I'm sure they're pink. And all these grow from little bulblets I found. Originally this came from a famous garden in Norfolk called East Ruston Old Vicarage years ago, and I bought them and kept them going all this time. So every garden I go to I take some fuchsias in there. Now this might be a curse, this plant, but I think it looks really nice growing up. Equisetum horsetail. But this bed is quite restrained and this floor is concrete underneath, so I'm hoping that it won't escape too far. But we do have horsetail anyway in here, which is the prehistoric plant you can't ever get rid of unless you're really determined to spend your whole life doing it. But I'd rather look after the garden, make it pretty. You can pull it out as and when you see it. And onto this border again, I've got the crocosmia. There's the lunaria there, which I'm saving for seeds. Lunaria, the name of the moon, Luna. So we see these little moons and the sun catches them and the seeds are on there, look. So let's drop them into the border. I've got some I've been saving in the greenhouse to dry off, so I'll make sure I've got a supply of them in case they don't grow in the garden. You see it's really colourful. There's the pear tree here's got some fruit on it. Lovely cherry trees there, the purple leaves. Not eating cherries. You can see lots of things still happening. The Achillea gold plate, Echinopsis with the blue spiky flowers there. Another phlox. They've all got labels in, but I can't get to them unless I want to get my legs really wet. Oh yes, and somebody pointed this out before. This is a Syringosoma palmatum. Now I didn't say that right, but it has little waxy yellow flowers and it likes to grow in the shade. It's beautiful. I always wanted one of those, so I've got one. There, we'll look towards the fountain. I think you find it's looking lovely. I keep saying that. Here's some apples on the apple tree. A little bit scabby. I think that's due to the awful weather we've had. But there are a few decent ones on there. Oh, we haven't shown the grapevine yet, have we? It's just over the back wall. This is looking better now. I've got the chrysanthemum there, which is I think it's a white one. There's some grass there, Carl Forester, Calamagrostis, Carl Forester, I think. That's the cardoon I was pointing at before it rained. What we're talking about, not the cardoon, the canna lily. Big tall one, I can see a snail on there biting it. She'll go and catch it. Let's go and get the snail off there. And while we're in there, I'm going to show you the... Oh look, there's George Davies in there. Crocosmia. Oh, my legs are all wet now. Look at this. Eucomis pole evansii. Now most eucomis are small, but this one will get right up to here, I'm hoping. But let's just get this snail off, because it's obviously planning to eat these. Now that's going to go and live over there in the wild bit. They'll probably come back, but for now it can keep away. It's done a fair bit of damage already to this lovely leaf. Look, there have been big holes off there. Chewed a hole in there when it's been unfurling. So they've obviously been at it quite a while. There's the Mad Hatter. I think he's got his cup of tea now it's rained. Small Persicaria, superbum. Salvia amistad. Now this is one of my favourite cannas here. This is called Bird of Paradise. It actually looks like the Bird of Paradise plant, but it isn't. I'm hoping it might flower this year, but it's a slow growing one. Last year it didn't do very much, and this year it's doing a lot better. Had it at home last year, I thought, oh, I just need to bring it here so it can do what it wants. I think it needs the space. A lovely dahlia. It's one of the garish ones I bought, but I actually love it more than anything. That's the long border. There's a banana tree. That's one of my babies. All the grapes on there I was meant to show you. Full of grapes. They probably won't come to anything, but it's fun watching them. So that's a banana again. A bit of deadheading to do. Bits and pieces of plants. And this border was full of Sweet Williams, which is down here. There's my shadow in the way. They've all finished, but I'm hoping they're going to come back, so we may get some next year. I think that's could be lemon queen, that Helenium, or something like that. I'm sure you'll know what it is more than I do. Another nice view. That's the old grain silo there when this used to be a farm. And to this border. Now this is the Canna Stuttgart. It's actually flowering. I'm just going to put my feet into here and risk getting wet. But you can see it's got lovely peachy flowers. Quite delicate, and it looks really nice. It's quite a tall one, but look at that. There, I'm trying not to fall over. This is the marigolds. They say they're being chewed. More fennel, because this bed's so dry, everything reaches out for it. So everything's a little bit gangly looking. Another snail on there eating this. Poor Canna Cleopatra's not enjoying it here, so she's going to have to move. That snail goes over there. Another Canna. This is a huge one. This is what they have at stately homes. Since we're halfway to being a stately home, I think it looks really good. I'm hoping it'll keep getting bigger and bigger. It's Annei. Canna Annei. A-N-N-E-I. Big variety. Some monadas, and I grew these from seed myself. Smell nice. There's a little salvia there. Smells like blackcurrant. Because in America you don't have blackcurrants, I don't think, because there's some disease that causes a problem. Stand up there. So that's been a tour of the walled garden. I'll do some stills so you can see what's going on, and I hope you've enjoyed visiting and seeing what's happening. The light is lovely at this time of year because the sun's a little bit lower. It casts longer shadows. Of course the days are coming shorter, which means I get to have more of a rest on an evening, which I don't actually mind. There's so much to see. I wish I could label everything for you, but there's too many of them. Yeah, so thank you for visiting, and I'll look forward to seeing you on my next video, which will be in the raised beds next time. Bye for now.